Mr. Wallace.
Well, what do you want, Jenkins?
Aren't you ready to retire, sir?
No. I'm not going to sleep until that son of mine gets home. And when he does get home, I'm going to have an understanding with this worthless, dissolute, girl-crazy young squirt.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm going to put my foot down. And if you're waiting up to let him in, you might just as well go to bed. I'll let him in myself.
Yes, sir.
And leave that door open.
Yes, sir.
So the victor salesman went back to the sixth city. Well, and I can talk. Oh, hello, Jinxie, old boy.
Your father's trying to sleep, sir.
Oh, better let sleeping dads lie, eh, Jinxie?
Mr. Wallace is not in very good humor, sir. He was most annoyed because you weren't home.
Well, it was our fault we kept you out too late, Dick.
Oh, but I hated to have you leave me.
Well, Saturday night. Do you really mean that?
Maybe someday you won't have to leave me.
That day's coming soon.
Good night, dear.
Let me help you upstairs, sir.
Go away, Blockhead.
You're not feeling well, sir.
I'm all right.
Get busy.
Hey, wait a minute, Stu. What's that? I thought it was Jink.
Yeah. I stayed up to have a talk with you.
Great idea. Haven't seen much of each other lately. Sorry, Dad, if I kept you waiting, but I was out with the most wonderful girl.
Yeah? The same one you had last week?
Nope, nothing. Man, sister.
Yeah. They're all wonderful until the next one comes along.
Oh, I mean it this time.
Now listen, son. You've got to settle down. You've played long enough. Making love like a Romeo. Drinking like a fish.
Oh, no. Fish drinks water.
Yeah, but he swims upstream. You've been drifting, and I'm tired of it.
You're mad at me, are you?
Well, I was all ready to blow you up, but... yeah, I can't do it. You're a spoiled brat, but it's my fault. But I'm going to give you another chance in the business. You remember Brown down at the office?
Sure. He's a collection manager.
Yeah, he was. But I fired him. Yeah, his desk will be ready for you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
But, Dad, that's too early to start collecting bills. People are still asleep. Now, suppose I get down about lunchtime.
I said 9 o'clock. Well, you've had one opportunity in the business. You've thrown it away. Now, this is your last chance. Now, take it or leave it.
I will.
Huh?
Take it, I mean.
Good. Now get to bed and get some sleep.
Pleasant dreams, Dad. Oh, say, speaking of dreams, she is the most wonderful girl.
Ah.
How do you do, my friend? I'm with the Wallace. Your bill is overdue. Could you spare a check? No. Too easy going. Gotta be strong. Gotta be a go-getter. Now, you look here, young man. You'll pay me that bill right now, or I'll cut off your credit. Just like that. No use begging.
What? No, I can't believe it. All right, Jenkins. Have him call me when he comes in, will you? Thank you. Dan, here's one for the book. Dick's father has put him to work.
His father? Mm-hmm. Now listen, sis, if you're going to marry the Wallace millions, you better work fast.
I'm going to date him for tonight. And if he gets away from me without a proposal, well, he just isn't human.
Polly.
Oh, miss. Will you sharpen this, please?
Really? You wish anything else, Mr. Wallace?
Why, yes, but that'll have to wait. Where's the office man?
Oh, Mr. Little? He's in with your father, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And can you get these reports out today?
No. No doubt about it, sir. They're almost ready now.
Go out to Somerville and collect this money.
Right, Dad.
And if you're going to make good on the job, you won't come back without it.
How far is it to Somerville?
About 100 miles there and back.
It's a long, lonely ride. But business is business. So long, Dad.
You see what a change in him? Now he's getting down to work. And he's going to make good, isn't he?
Yes, sir. It's time for your director's meeting.
You know, you really are a wonderful girl.
Haven't you started for Somerville yet?
Why, it's a long ride, and I thought I'd give this young lady some dictation on the way.
You and your girls. Every time you start out to do anything, you never accomplish it. Why? Because you drop it to chase every pretty girl that comes along.
Maybe you're right, Dad.
Remember, you're not Dick Wallace, the playboy, anymore. You're Richard Wallace, the businessman. And when you're out to get something, never let a woman stop you from getting it.
I'll take it along to remind me. So long, Dad.
And remember, you're going on business. Alone.
Tell her
up. You bet.
Has the Somerville bus gone yet?
No, ma'am.
Oh, pardon me. That must have been the bus I saw broken down about a mile back.
Broken down?
Yeah, but I'm going to Somerville if I could be of any help.
Well, you know, I really should get these to my grandfather.
Well, then you better take my advice and not wait for that bus.
Thank you. Thanks for the lift.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye.
Are you going back to town later?
Oh, no, I live here.
You do? Charming place, Somerville. Well, what do you do here evenings?
I help my grandfather. He keeps me pretty busy.
Well, that's, good. You aren't busy every night, are you? I was just thinking we could...
I wouldn't want you to trouble yourself.
Oh, heavy reading, this. I'd better carry them for you.
Thanks again and goodbye. Why don't you kiss her goodbye?
Well, goodbye, Miss
Boyd.
Miss Boyd, a pleasure. I'm Dick Wallace.
How do you do? Well, I mustn't keep Grandfather waiting.
Oh, pardon me. May I use your phone?
Certainly.
You sure you don't mind?
Well, of course not, after you were so obliging. Well, you know, if I'd waited for that bus, I
Well, you
wouldn't
wouldn't have gotten in till after dark. It was a burnt-out bearing. Takes hours to fix those things. Why, one time I broke down with a burnt-out bearing. Hey! Can you tell me where Dr. Hall lives?
Oh, you mean Doc Hall, the minister. Well, you know where the church is?
Yeah?
Well, that isn't it. There's next door.
This sermon of mine would be incomplete without a reference to one of the greatest founders of the church. Listen, brothers and sisters, to the voice of St. Augustine. Where were we?
Listen, brothers and sisters, to the voice of St. Augustine.
The heathen rage and the ungodly beat upon the gates of the temple.
Are you the Reverend Hall?
Come in, won't you? Pardon me. I'm a little hard of hearing.
It's no use forcing yourself on me. After the way you lied about the bus, the quicker you get out, the better.
I beg your pardon. I'm a busy businessman. Please don't waste my time.
What do you want?
Money, dough, Mazuma.
Don't worry. Let me handle it.
My granddaughter takes care of all my business affairs.
See, I'm sorry, but we haven't got the money now.
Very well, thank you. Good day.
What are you going to do?
You'll hear from our lawyers.
Oh, please.
No, the quicker I get out of here, the better.
Oh, you must let me explain. We had the money, but... Oh, if I could only make you realize demands on a minister's charity. How many men and women and children need clothes and food. How much good that money has done.
Atta girl, I'm proud of you. Don't worry about that bill, sir. I'll see if I can't get you a good long extension. Where's the phone?
Right over there.
Hello?
Hello. Did you get the money? Did you get the money, yes or no?
You can't get tough with an old man who's feeding a lot of starving children with your money.
What's that? You granted them an extension.
His daughter told me all about it. And she's a wonderful girl.
Chasing after girls, eh?
Yes, she's a wonderful girl.
All right, you're through. You're fired.
See? I told you it'd be all right. Here's everything you signed. Now pay us when you can. And if you never get around to it, we're glad to see what good use you're making of the money.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you.
Oh, don't bother. Oh, say, you'd better go put those in some safe place.
I will.
I'm sorry I was rude to you. I thought you were like any other man who'd pick up a girl. I guess I was wrong.
Are you sure you have to work with your grandfather tonight? Minister's granddaughter shouldn't tell fibs.
I was just being tactful. Suppose I didn't work. What would we do?
Well, don't you know some splendid, glorious place where we could go have dinner?
Huh?
And then we could go for a ride in my car for a while. And then it's a date? Marion!
How'd you make out?
And who might you be, Cupid?
Nah, my name's Jill.
Well, I appreciate your interest.
I knew it went there all the time.
Is this the only garage in town?
Yep.
How much do you want for it?
What do you got?
Well, I'll trade you even.
It's a swap.
Well, now that I'm in the garage game, how's business? Fellow citizen.
$10 Tom.
What are you doing tonight?
You.
In person. You aren't sore at me, are you?
Fill it up, please.
Now I've got you where you'll have to listen.
Hey! Didn't she pay you, mister?
In full.
Haven't you heard anything from him?
No, miss, not a word. But I understand it's on account of some girl his father discharged him.
What did the old man say about it?
Nothing, sir. He's given orders not to mention his name.
Get us a drink, will you, Jackie? $1 million catch. You let him slip right out of your hands. In fact, right out of your arms.
She must have been a fast worker.
That car must be running on its reputation. Doesn't she ever buy gas?
Yeah, she goes all the way to town for it.
Say, how'd you like to make $50?
Oh, gee!
Bad puncture, miss. Take about 10 minutes to fix it.
I'm in a hurry. Just put the spare on, please.
No sooner said than done. You're mad at me, are you?
Please, I don't want to talk about what occurred.
But I do. I've been waiting for a chance to apologize.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, doesn't it? Means more than anything else. It's the only thing that's kept me here.
You mean you stayed in Somerville because...
Because of you. Oh, come on. Give me a break.
Well, when you ask me that way, I can't say no.
Then we're going to be friends? Oh, just wait till I change this tire.
Somebody lost a lot of tax. another box for a quarter.
Hey, don't rush off. We're friends, aren't we?
Now we will take up the collection, remembering that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Take my text today from the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Never has the force of these words been brought home to me more strongly than now. I owed a considerable amount of money, which I couldn't pay. I had prayed that this would be forgiven me. My prayers were answered by the young man who came to collect the debt. His kindness gave me new courage, new faith, and I thought how much better the world would be if all of us were as ready as he was to forgive the debts of others. Not only the debts of money, but also the debts of wounded vanity, hurt pride, misunderstanding. Amen.
Mr. Wallace isn't here, and I will not take a message for him.
You won't? Are you the young woman that persuaded him to extend that loan? Well, he's fired. Yeah, for being so kind to you. The least you could do is to show a little courtesy in return. Well, get in touch with him and tell him to call his office. You ungrateful little... Oh.
Someone just phoned from your office. They said you had lost your job on account of us. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Well, I mean for the way I've been treating you. I shouldn't have punished you for liking me.
Liking you? Mary and I've been crazy about you.
Well, you have?
I never had it so bad before.
It's the first time I...
You mean that?
Mr. Wallace had something to say to me. As soon as I can find my earphones. Pardon me. They must be in my room.
Yes!
How do you like it, old lady? We fooled them, honey. They'd never guess we were on a honeymoon. By the way, dear, there's something I've got to tell you.
Are you sure it's something I want to hear?
Well, it is sort of a confession.
Then I don't want to hear it. I don't care about your other girls. As long as those affairs are over and done with.
But I've got to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that you're married to a millionaire, sir. My father is Old Man Wallace, the capitalist, the man with a checkbook.
The Mr. Wallace?
The old Wallace himself.
Oh, and he didn't even come to your wedding.
He didn't know about it. I wouldn't give the old grouch a chance to spoil it.
No, he couldn't be that terrible. When are you going to phone and break the news to him?
And have him come rushing over here? Listen, this is the first honeymoon we ever had. You don't want him to ruin it that quick, do you?
Do you think you like me?
Oh, you're not going with me when I break the news. I'm going to breeze into that lion's den alone. And I'll pull his teeth before I trust him with you.
When are you going to tell him?
Tomorrow morning.
Mr. Wallace.
Hello, how's my dad?
Well, sir, his health is very good, but
You're fired. Give that girl a week's pay and get me another secretary. Well, young man, what are you doing here?
Back on the job, Dad.
Mm-hmm. Come in here. Well, are you all right?
Sure, why?
I thought something had happened to you. Trouble? Women or something?
Oh, I'm sorry if I worried you, Dad.
Where have you been?
In Somerville,
Oh. Locked up?
running a garage.
Oh. Did you make any money?
Not a dime. You make any while I was gone?
Yes, about 100,000.
Well, maybe I better stay away.
Yeah, do you think you could buckle down to business now and stop fooling around and chasing women?
I know it.
Come here. What's happened to you? What's changed you?
Congratulate me.
For what?
I'm married.
You're what?
Yes, I'm married. And she's a wonderful...
Wonderful girl, a wonderful gold digger.
That's not true.
Well, you go back and tell her she'll never handle a cent of my money.
She's not that kind.
Oh, shut up.
Listen to me,
Get out.
Will you listen to me?
Get out and get rid of her.
Let me explain.
Now get rid of her or you'll never handle a cent of my money. Now get out. Get out.
I won't get rid of her and I don't want any of her.
What's it?
Nothing to worry about. Just had a fight with Dad.
Oh, fight with your father?
It's an old family custom. This is the last one. Not even old man Wallace can say the things he said about you and get away with it.
What did he say about me?
Well, he took it for granted that you married me for his money.
Oh, gee, but I didn't even know you had any money.
That's what I tried to tell him. He wouldn't listen. Well, that's that.
No. I'm going to go and straighten it out.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am. And just as soon as I can get my things on.
Do you expect me to come crawling back to him on bended knees? He's crazy. I'm not going to have my wife insulted.
Oh, don't you see, darling? If I've separated you and your father, I just got to bring you back together again.
Well, maybe you're right.
I know I'm right.
You're applying for a job?
Oh, I'm a very experienced secretary.
Too experienced, I'm afraid. You needn't wait.
Well, I'll be...
Stop! Aren't there any ladies left in the world?
Now that's enough. Keep them out. I don't want to see any more of them.
Yes, Mr. Wallace.
I wish to see Mr. Wallace on personal business.
Your name?
Miss Boyd.
Mr. Wallace is very busy today.
But my business is very important to Mr. Wallace.
You tell me what it is. And you can't go in.
I told that fool not to let anyone in.
Oh, he did try to stop me.
Oh, he did, eh? And you walked in anyhow. Now, here's the girl I want for my secretary. You can start in right now. Take off your things. I've got to catch up with my work. Now, that's the kind of a girl we need. A girl with a mind of her own. One who can start things for herself. A girl with
Initiative?
Correct. You know, I've got an idea you're going to be all right. Take a letter. Send a check to this attorney. 10% of his bill. Tell him I pay lawyers to win cases, not to lose them. You get that?
Yes, sir.
Now, this one.
Hello, dear. No, don't send up any dining room service. What do you think this is, a honeymoon? I said we don't... Oh, hello, Marion. Where have you been?
I've met your father. And he actually likes me. Mm-hmm. Well, but not as your wife. No, he doesn't even know I'm married. He even likes me as a secretary. Yes, A secretary. Yes, I'm working for him as a secretary. Yes, it's permanent. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I get there. What's that you said?
I said this is some honeymoon.
I've got loads of work to do, dear. I'll hurry this as fast as ever I can. And then he said I was the best secretary he'd ever had. And sent me in his car.
Well, I won't have you working for the old walrus.
Now, we've been all over that and it's settled. I'm going to hold that job until I'm sure he likes me. And then we'll tell him. Come on now, give an account of yourself. You went out, didn't you?
Yeah. I met an old friend and his sister. Oh, we're invited out to dinner this evening. That is, if you're not too tired.
I'm not. But I've got to be on the job early in the morning.
Oh, well, it won't be a big evening. We'll dine and dance and... Well, you always have a good time at Van and Pop.
I wonder what she's like. Oh, she's probably one of those corn-fed country girls. It would take one like that to get a man away from you, dear. Maybe you should go on a corn diet. You would say something like that.
Hello, gang. Hello. Meet the wives. Polly, Agnes, and Kate. This is Mary.
How do you do? Well, thanks. Make yourself at home, darling. Your husband always did. Didn't you, Dick?
I did have a case on Polly once.
See, I don't blame you. I think she's charming. Thank you. You haven't met the boys yet. This is George, and Harry, and my brother, Van.
I do. How do you do? Ooh, soda pop.
No, thanks.
Oh, try one. You like it.
I'm not used to it, really. All the more for the rest of us.
Aren't you right?
Here's to the bride.
Thank you.
Shall we go into dinner?
Food.
I'm positively starved. Oh, no, you don't. Even newlyweds, you know, must have good manners. Dan is taking you in.
Maybe brother gets a break.
Married man. Oh, well. No matter what you do, I suppose I'd forgive you anyway. Good morning, Mr. Lewis.
Good morning. Straighten up the desk, miss.
But,
I said straighten up the desk.
yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Wallace.
Good.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Who straightened up my desk?
I did it, sir.
Now I can't find anything. Get out of here. Get out.
Headache?
No.
Now, Mr. Wallace, I've been with you long enough to know when you have a headache.
Well, what if I have? What's this?
Oh, drink it quick,
No, I never take drugs.
please.
No, I don't need it.
Oh, come on, don't be a baby. There, that wasn't so bad, was it?
No. You know, you're the first girl I've had around here who cared whether I lived or died. You're going to get a raise. Bring this up to the house, and I'll go over it tonight.
You ought to catch up on your sleep, sir.
What?
You ought not to work tonight, sir, and I know it. Think of your health, sir.
I took care of myself before you were born. Who are you to dictate to me? You're fired.
Oh, Mr. Wallace,
Get out.
please.
How long has he been with you?
Oh, 10 years.
Oh.
Oh, well, tell him to stay.
Mr. Little, it's all right.
You mean I don't have to go?
No, Mr. Wallace changed his mind about that errand.
Oh, I see. I see. Come, get to work.
How do you feel now?
Better, thanks. But we'll never get this cleaned up today.
Well, I could work tonight.
Are you sure you haven't a date?
Well, not an important one. I'll phone and cancel it. Sorry, sir, but I have a date with my new boyfriend. The boss.
Oh, Marion, you can't call it off.
Oh, that's all right, dear. You run along and spend the evening with your friend. Well, maybe I'll see you later. Bye.
I haven't had a chance to thank you. But if there's ever anything I can do for you...
No, thanks. I'll remember. Yes, Mr. Wallace?
We'll work at my home tonight, Miss Boyd, if you don't mind.
Mind? Well, I'd like to visit your home.
Okay.
Oh, isn't this lovely?
You go on up to my study, Miss Boyd. Oh, Jenkins, show Miss Boyd upstairs. I'll be with you presently. Oh, that's Mr. Richards' room. This is a study. Boyd.
I'll tell you why I feel so sure, man, but don't be surprised to hear that the prodigal son has been welcomed home. Yes, sir, the old walrus may be opening the family icebergs to me right now. You know, I think I'll call up and find out if I'm a millionaire again. Medicine 2134.
This is Richard, isn't it? Yes, I know your voice. Have you got rid of that woman yet?
No, and I don't intend to.
That was my son. I suppose you heard about his latest exploit, letting himself get married for his money.
Have you met his wife?
No, and I won't.
Well, how do you know she's what you think she is?
Because that's the only kind he was ever interested in.
Oh, she may be different.
Yeah, all women are not like yourself, you know. Oh, if he'd only married a woman like you. But I wouldn't wish that on you. Never marry a rich man's worthless son. You'll regret it.
How do you know he's worthless? Have you ever given him a chance to make good?
I've given him job after job.
In your own business. And treat him like a small boy, I'll bet. No one can succeed unless they're on their own.
I never thought of it that way before.
Well, why don't you give him that chance? You know, a chance to make something of himself. And if he's anything like you, I know he'll succeed.
If you're so sure you're right, would you be willing to bet your own future on it?
How?
I'll back him up for any amount up to $1 million. If you'll go into business with him. I'll get in touch with him tomorrow.
Why not tonight? I have a number that'll reach him.
How did you get that number?
Well, he's called your office every single day and you wouldn't even talk to him. Parkway 9872.
Hello? Yes, ma'am. It's Blake.
Hello?
This is Mr. Wallace's secretary.
Marion.
Yes, I have a message for you from Mr. Wallace. He says he will back you in business up to $1 million.
What?
No, he does not want you to get rid of your wife, but expects her to make good along with you.
Tell him that you're in on it, too.
Mr. Wallace wants to see you in his office in the morning to explain details.
Who says I didn't marry a gold digger?
What? What was that?
Oh, nothing, Marion.
Oh, yes, all right. Good night, Mr. Wallace.
I told you so.
All is forgiven?
He'll start me in business up to $1 million.
Congratulations.
Oh, isn't that wonderful,
Let's have a
dear?
real celebration.
Like we used to.
Say, Van, there's a case of champagne left.
Oh, watch me crack that open.
Well, let's get something snappy.
Oh, pardon me. I'm wasting your time.
I would like to get through as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, we got through early, thanks to you.
Oh, I believe that's my taxi. Good night, Mr. Wallace.
Good night, my dear.
Feeling better now?
Worse.
I'm Mrs. Wallace. Is my husband here?
I believe the guests have all gone, but I'll see. Mrs. Wallace is here, sir.
Marion? I bet she's been waiting for me at the hotel.
Dick.
Should have been here, honey. What a party.
Yes, sir?
Well, have you located her?
No, sir.
Well, get busy and call up the police department. Something's happened or she'd be here.
I suppose you mean Marion. Well, something has happened. She's left me.
Left you?
The woman you wouldn't see. She came here to show you how wrong you were. She took the job to sell herself to you, to bring you and me together again.
And she made good.
Yeah, but I didn't. I lost her.
You mean she'll never come back?
Never. She's not that kind.
Well, we'll see about that. Where would she go?
I tell you, Dad, it's no use.
She's the only woman I ever cared for, except your mother. And I'm going to find her.
I tell you, Dad, it's useless. I've been to Somerville. She and Dr. Hall have gone. Nobody knows where.
So, you weren't good enough for her, eh?
You didn't think she was good enough for you.
Well, you
Oh, don't let's quarrel again. Give me another chance.
You think she will?
Maybe. If I prove that I'm worth it.
You worked hard. You made good. She'd be proud of you if she only knew.
Yes. If she only knew.
Who's good to be home? Give me long distance, please.
Long distance? Somerville? Oh, put them on. Hello. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Nice trip. And Dick, how is he?
Oh, he's back at work again, doing splendidly. I never would have believed that a boy could change so much. The office needs you, too. Oh, Mr. Wallace's new secretary is terrible. He wishes you were back. So do all of us.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye. I wonder.
Oh, Mr. Richard isn't in, madam, but I expect him soon.
That's all right. I'll wait in the study.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
Oh, Mr. Wallace, you're,
Hello, darling. You do look like the tired businessman. I'm not going to have you running yourself down like this any longer. I prescribed first dinner at the Lido, a snappy musical show, and,
No thanks, Polly.
well, if you don't feel up to it tonight, perhaps some other night.
Polly, I'm through playing around. It's very sweet of you to think of me and all that, but, well, that's the way I feel about it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Marion.
What's this?
I'm staying at my club tonight. Yes, sir.
How far have we come?
Well, by the turn of the wheel, it tallies just 200 miles since we hit the Pecos. Hey, we're clear out of the United States.
By wagon tally, we've come 200 miles.
Yeah? Boys, I claim this land by right of discovery. We'll locate here.
Put the cattle on the bedding ground.
Stiles, your right of discovery may not hold in the future. Being your lawyer, I suggest that you let me draw up proper legal papers. You can buy up the land with a bale of dirt cheap land strip.
We won't have to do that, Brewster. All we have to do is control the water holes. You file on them, and Ash and his men will hold the line for me with their guns.
Here's a map of this Pecos River country. Here we are. Right here.
Mm-hmm. What do you suppose our little empire will survey?
Oh, about 1,000,000 acres.
Not bad for a start. How about the water?
Main water control center's in the Pecos River, right here, with the creeks running into it.
Ash, what were you telling me about Sweetwater?
Well, after the Pecos turns off there, you've got 60 miles of alkali desert before you come to Sweetwater.
What you mean is that no herd could travel over the North Trail without water in the Sweetwater, huh?
That's plumb true.
Put Sweetwater down, Brewster. When they start driving Texas cattle to the Kansas markets, that's going to be the key to our empire.
Might be trouble about Sweetwater. A man by the name of Claiborne's already settled there.
Huh? Well, that's all right. I'll buy him out fair and square.
What if he refuses to sell?
Brewster, you learned your law from Blackstone. Ash learned his from Judge Colts. If Blackstone loses, I'm counting on Colts to win.
Well, this cottonwood will give you plenty of shade when it grows up.
And you can build me a veranda, and the cabin will look like our old Claiborne home back in Tennessee.
Big outfit moving up the Pecos, Pa. Heavy arm. There's 2 of them headed this way.
They look peaceful like, but you never can tell, John.
Howdy, stranger. My name's Stiles.
Howdy. I'm Claiborne.
I'll give you $500 for your land and your shanty just as they stand. You can take your cattle and move on to a new range.
This place ain't for sale, Stiles.
I'll be more than fair. 1,000.
I'm not selling.
We're buying up this country with land scrip. You'd better take 1,000.
I've held my homestead against Comanches. Reckon I can hold it against land thieves. Get out.
Sorry, Claiborne. $1,000 is a heap of money when all you've got to do is call your dog and move on.
Must be done for. Come on, let's rush them.
This homestead is yours, John.
Go to your grandpa in Austin. He'll help you.
Claibornes are both done for.
Well, Henry, I see the boy is still at it. What's he planning to be? A lawyer or a gunman?
Looks like both. Ever since he came to me 10 years ago, he's had one idea in mind, and I've never been able to change.
I guess you'll be an honest-to-goodness lawyer pretty quick now, eh, John?
Yeah, when I pass my bar examination.
Well, when you hang your tingle out, you can sure get my business. You ought to be right smart at collecting.
Thanks, Bill. There's one case I've got to take care of first. John Claiborne versus Alexander Stiles.
Yes, sir. Alexander Stiles owns the whole town of Cottonwood and 1,000,000 acres back of it. In 10 years, he's become the richest cattle king in the Pecos.
I suppose he's got so much money he had to bring that salamander safe all the way from St. Louis to keep it in, huh?
Oh, Mr. Clay, you haven't told me your reason for leaving Austin to come out here.
I'm going to hang out my shingle to practice law in Cottonwood.
A wise move, young man. The railroad will soon be finished to Abilene and open up a big market for Texas beef. And mark my words, this Pecos River country will boom then.
There she is, boys. The only safe west of the Pecos.
Ain't she a beaut?
You see that? They call her a salamander because she can go through the hottest fire and never melt.
Ain't got nothing on you, Stiles. I ain't never seen anything made you melt either.
I says from now on your name will be Salamander Stiles. Mr. Stiles?
Yeah?
I'm Eli Jackson.
Jackson?
We corresponded about the purchase of some land.
Oh, yes, Mr. Jackson. Well, I'm glad to know you.
And this is my daughter, Belle.
Well, welcome to Cottonwood, Miss Jackson.
Thank you.
And here's a young man you ought to know. He's going to practice law in your town. John Clay.
Oh, lawyer, eh?
That's right.
Well, I'm afraid you've come to the wrong town, Mr. Clay. We already have one lawyer here. That's plenty.
I'll take a chance on that.
Come into my office, Mr. Jackson. I'll fix you up.
Fine.
You'll fix him up all right like he fixed us.
What are you going to fix?
I'll tell you later.
Tell me what?
Never mind.
Don't forget you promised to call when we're settled.
I will.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You one of them law fellows?
Yes.
Well, me and Josh have got a case for you.
Case? Case of what?
poison oak.
Bar grease, good for that. Come up the shack. I want to talk to you.
Now, let me get this straight. Stiles buys your cattle, pays you back with these notes which he refuses to honor.
You're dang tootin'. The only way we can get anything out of them is discounting them half and taking that out and trade at a store.
Well, why do you sell him your cattle?
We gotta. He won't give us no more water. He owns every drop in the country.
How many ranchers like you are there?
Well, about 20. 21 counting that new fella Jackson, and he'll get the same deal.
Sounds like a polite form of cattle rustling to me. I'll take your case, Hank.
Take it where?
To court.
Oh, here's that bar grease.
I can't fool with no subpoena, young fella. I got business over Casa Grande. In a hurry.
Come on, Hank. We'll serve it ourselves.
Danged if you ain't grabbing a wildcat right by the tail, but I'm with you. Come on.
How do you like your new home, Miss Jackson?
Very well, thank you. And we want you to know we appreciate those 50 head of cattle you sent over.
Why, it was nothing at all. Always glad to help a new rancher get started.
Did you give that fellow Jackson 50 head of stock?
He signed our usual sales contract. He has the utmost confidence in Mr. Stiles.
Yeah, he's working for me now and doesn't know it.
Hello, John.
Well, hello, Bill. I've been wanting to see you.
Well, why didn't you come over?
Well, I've been pretty busy. Tell your father that I'm trying a case in court tomorrow. I'd like to have him there.
He'll be there, because I'll bring him.
Good.
What's this, young fella? Selling something?
Serving you notice, Stiles. Appear in court.
I'm afraid you're the victim of a practical joke, young man. Circuit judge doesn't get around this way very often. No cases for him.
The cases start with this one.
Oh, they do, eh? Then I'll give you a case right now.
I hope it shoots straight. It's a right 40 gun. I may be back for it later.
No need of that now, Ash.
Thanks, Hank.
I'm getting plumb forgetful. I forgot to load the darn thing this morning. What are we waiting for? For the judge. Huh? The judge ain't here. Beer. What do you want beer for? Here, take a drink of this.
Hello, Sheriff.
Court's open. Court's adjourned.
Wait a minute. Where's the judge?
He wasn't able to get here.
What happened? What's everybody leaving for? I'll tell you later.
John, I'm sorry it turned out this way.
Thank you.
said she was sorry. Sorry for what? I didn't see her do nothing.
I'm sorry to hear that. I thought he was a nice young fellow.
Oh, he'll learn. Don't be discouraged, Clay. This court may open most any time in the next 20 years.
This court will be open Monday morning, Stiles. You'll be here. Keep walking. If they'd have wanted us, they wouldn't have wasted a bullet on that lamp. Hank, get your boys together and tell them they've got a case against Stiles. It'll mean water and grass for their herds.
Watch them. They'll come like a bunch of steers stampeding for water. Here he comes now.
Hello, Hank. They all here?
Yep, we're all here.
Man, for years you've been paying tribute to Stiles for the use of his water holes. You've let him sell your cattle for worthless notes. How long are you going to stand for it?
How are you going to stop him?
I'll tell you how. Stiles claims all the water rights around here. As a lawyer, I'm here to tell you that those claims wouldn't be recognized by any court in the Union.
You mean to say that the water rights don't belong to Stiles?
We can prove that they're in public domain and open for you men to file on. Now, here's how we'll go about it.
Isn't that Judge Dunlap?
Yes.
Monday morning, Stiles.
Just what's your game, Clay?
Won't take you long to find out if you'll step over to the courthouse.
Yeah, this party's on us.
Be right over, Salamander.
I am thankful to you citizens for offering the court the protection it has lacked in the past. You have made it possible for me to render justice impartially. Take off your hat. Plaintiff will remove cigar. Plaintiff will remove cigar. Plaintiff will remove cigar, or deputy will remove plaintiff.
He means you. You must be getting deaf.
Order in the court. Now we will proceed with the business of the court. Hank Matthews and Josh Billings versus Alexander Stiles.
Your Honor, I represent the independent cattle owners of this section. They've come here to petition the court for the right to water their herds. For years, they've been paying toll to the defendant, Alexander Stiles, for the use of water which is in public domain. I wish to submit evidence proving the defendant has no ownership of these water rights.
What is the nature of the evidence?
Your Honor will look over these documents. They'll explain themselves. I offer them as Exhibit A.
Your Honor, it is regrettable that my serious young colleague here has gotten off on the wrong foot on his first case. But inexperience and errors go hand in hand, and I'm sure he will learn in time, if he can secure enough cases. In rebuttal, I offer these documents for the defendant, Alexander Stiles, showing that the aforesaid Alexander Stiles has filed on and is legal owner of said water rights in question before this court. May it please your honor to accept these documents as Exhibit B.
Court will recess for 2 hours while evidence is being considered.
There's no chance of losing this case, is there?
Not a chance, Salamander, not a chance.
You'd better be sure. I haven't lost yet, and I don't intend to start now. No, you're on the wrong track. I've run this territory for the last 10 years fair and square. And there isn't a living soul that can say a word against me.
That's right. Dead men tell no tale.
I don't approve of Clay's high-handed methods. Trying a case at the point of a gun.
It's just a crooked play of his to swindle me and you and all the rest of the ranchers out of our land.
That's what I think of you. You word-slinging law pirate. You haven't got the backbone to come out here and make a living like a man. You're nothing but a yellow-livered land shark that don't even carry a gun.
I don't need one.
No, you don't.
What's the matter? Is your powder damp?
Some other time.
And the evidence before the court proves conclusively that while the defendant, Alexander Stiles, has filed on all these water rights, he is entitled to only one claim, in accordance with the homestead laws of the country. Therefore, it becomes the duty of this court to declare the aforementioned water rights are in public domain, open for filing.
Come on, we won the case. What case? Case about the water. They putting that in cases, too?
I thought there wasn't a chance for a slip-up.
I don't understand it.
I beat you in a civil case, Stiles, but I specialize in criminal law, particularly murder.
Ash, this calls for your kind of law now. Take the shortcut to Red Rock Canyon. They've got to pass through there to file on that water. Don't let anybody through but my men. I'll have them file on those claims with proxies.
How'll I know who to pick off?
My men will be wearing white armbands. Go on, get going.
Now, you see what your friend Clay's done? If we don't get back to the ranch first, we'll lose it.
Now, you all know what to file on.
You bet your life we do.
Wait a minute. Follow me.
Shoot every rider that ain't marked.
I got him. Put him on.
Never thought I'd see the day I'd ever be wearing a pair of these things.
Oh, Dad, are you hurt?
It's my leg.
Well, I'll take one of the horses and ride on ahead. Come on, let me help you.
Keep going. I'll overtake you. Where's Belle?
She's riding on ahead. And you reckon with me if she's molested by any of your land-grabbing outfit.
Shebang's got white armbands on.
Yeah, and you can't tell who they are from here.
Comes a couple more of them. What are they doing now?
Let me go. Leave me alone.
I'm only trying to help you if you'll cool down and listen.
Help me. Help me lose my ranch, you mean?
If you go out there without a white band on your arm, you may be killed.
By one of your own men, I suppose. It's nice of you to warn me.
You'd better turn around and go back to your dad. I'll ride on and file on your ranch for you.
You will not. I wouldn't trust you.
All right, then. Go ahead.
There comes one out with a white armband on.
There comes the other one.
That's that lawyer fella. Got him. Get the horses.
You go on.
Don't let him get away!
Pull into this cave.
Don't take any chances. We got 'em now. We'll smoke 'em out.
We're safe in here.
They'll smoke us out.
Well, don't worry about that. Let's go.
Go where?
Out the other end. This cave's like a badger hole.
Wasn't for giving that arm of yours fixed, I'd sure sneak out there and give them polecats a dose of lead.
Pete, you and Steve get behind that rock, and when they come out, fill them full of lead.
You let that kid Clay make a monkey out of you in court. Your blunderings cost me practically all my water rights. From now on, you and I are through. Go on, get your stuff. Get out of here.
That suits me fine. Now, about my cut.
That enough?
It's very fair. Good day, gentlemen.
Stiles said to give you this.
Oh, wait a minute.
All right, boys.
Oh, why can't we go back to town?
Not with your arm like that. You ain't in no condition to get into a shooting match.
Did, Miss Jackson get through all right?
Well, now, What you winking at me for? Doggone it, Josh, can't you keep quiet?
Why, you cantankerous old coyote. What are you up to?
Wait and see.
Why, Belle, what are you doing here?
Are you badly hurt, Joan?
Oh, only a scratch.
Come on. Where are you going? We're going for a walk. But I don't want to talk. I want to stay right here with them. Come on, you old horn toad.
I want to tell you how sorry I am, John, for what I said today. I realize now how wrong I was.
Oh, that's all right. We all make mistakes. That's why we have lawyers.
You certainly wasted a lot of good advice on me.
Did you file on your land all right?
I did, thanks to you. It would have been terrible to lose it.
Yes, you made things so pleasant there. I've always enjoyed coming to see you.
Then you won't let what happened change your feelings towards us.
I should say not. What's the matter, Billings?
Brewster's been killed.
Killed?
Ash shot him.
It's just as I predicted. Now, boys, our cattle are worth a fortune.
It's been hard going, but I'm sure glad I stuck it out.
I'm for us all getting together and making a drive to Abilene.
Here's the best bit of news I've seen in many a day. Think of it. Cattle $20 a head instead of $3.
What good's it going to do us? The law made you give back most of your stock to the ranchers.
I just heard they was all going to drive their cattle through to Kansas.
Good. They beat me in court, all right. But I've got 'em now. When they start driving their herds up to Abilene, they've got to hit Sweetwater. It's the only water after that 60 miles of desert.
Yes, and we'll make them pay plenty, too.
Round up every head of stock on the ranches I can still control. They don't want to give them to you? Take them. Load the salamander safe on a wagon. I'm heading for Sweetwater.
Where are you going with my cattle?
What are you doing with my cattle?
These ain't yours, they're Styles.
I paid for these. I've got a contract.
Keep moving, boys.
You and Stiles will answer to the law for this.
Yes, and here's our answer.
Dad, what's happened?
Stiles' men took our cattle and...
When he protested, Ash shot him. The murderer.
What are you going to do? I'm going to shoot a skunk. No, I mean Styles. And you'll have to go a long way.
What do you mean?
He and his bunch left for Sweetwater this morning. How do you know? Huh? I say, how do you know? I got ears, ain't I? Why didn't you tell me before? I tried to, but you said I talked too much.
Hank, you and Josh round up the ranchers and bring them here.
They're getting ready for the big drive to Abilene.
Tell them it's important.
Come on. Where are you going? Riding. You can't write. You can't even read. Oh, come on.
Stiles and these men are waiting for you at Sweetwater. They know that your cattle, after crossing 60 miles of desert, can't turn back. They've got to have water. Are you men ready to go through with this thing?
Let's go.
Sure, I'll go along.
Will you lead us? I'll be with you. I'm heading that way on a private matter.
We'll take care of them.
We'll round up the herds and we'll get started.
Let's go, boys.
I got about 75.
Come on, Charlie.
There's Sweetwater Canyon right ahead of us.
You sure know this country.
Yeah. I'm right at home here.
There's about 6,000 head coming up the canyon.
Yeah? How many men driving them?
Oh, I'd say around 20.
You better go back and keep an eye on them. Charlie, go and close the gate.
I'll go with Charlie.
Hey, here's where we do a little collecting.
Drop that gun. Put your hands up.
What do you want, Clay?
Tell Stiles to meet me at the gate. I want to talk to him. Tell him to come unarmed and alone. And I'll be the same. Now get going.
It's Clay and his men. He wants to have a talk with you at the gate. He says come alone unarmed, and he'll do the same.
You're not going to do it, are you?
Certainly.
He might be framing you.
No. We'll beat him to it. We'll frame him first. You take a couple of men, go up in the rocks where you can watch him while I'm talking to him. When I take my handkerchief out of my pocket, let him have it. Remember, no shooting until I take out my handkerchief.
All right, men.
What's on your mind, Clay?
Couple of things. I want you to open this gate so our cattle can have water.
I'll be glad to open it. For 50% of the herd.
Stiles, you have no right to block this trail.
No? Well, this is one piece of property I've got a legal deed for.
And I know how you got it.
What do you mean?
I'm John Claiborne. Stiles, I want you and Ash to surrender. You're going back to Cottonwood and stand trial for murder.
Are you trying to be funny? Get ready.
Don't get that signal, Stiles, or we'll both be dead. Watch. All right, Hank. See?
What do you shoot for? We're partners, ain't we? You shoot, I shoot.
Don't think I'd be fool enough to come out here without cover, do you? When I know the kind of a man I'm dealing with? I'll give you just 3 minutes to surrender. Or we're coming in after you. All right, boys, we're going to take Sweetwater. Get into the rocks and under cover.
It's young Claiborne, I tell you.
Claiborne? The kid?
Yes. If we don't get him, he'll hang us.
Here they come.
Half the herd to you, men, if you'll wipe him out. Pete, you take some men and cover the pass.
One for me. One for me, too.
That's 3 for me. I'm 1 up on you.
No, 2.5. I shot him, too.
What you want to waste shells for?
I guess we're both missed.
Running out of full chance.
Start sawing on that gate post. I'll see what I can do to drive him out of it.
What'd he say? We got to start shooting at the gate post.
How high up?
About as high as a rabbit.
What kind of rabbit?
Jackrabbit.
I'll get him. You fellas take care of the herd.
You ain't aiming to go after him alone, are you? He'll get you in them rocks and lay for you.
I'll take that chance. Ash. Put it up, Ash. I'm going to give you that chance you've been waiting for. Take your own time.
And do you, John, take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
What'd you say?
I said, do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife?
Not me. I ain't the man kind. There's your man.